Well, hey everyone, and welcome back to the show. It is Wednesday, it is Be a Warrior time, and if you're watching, I'm a hot mess. Like, this is the time of year we have now hit it here in Arizona, where as an amputee, I go with one outfit if I can help it, one outfit for the day, and I don't want to have to try to deal with other things that are happening. So, here I am after working out this morning in my gym clothes. Really cool Salt Life shirt. Love my Salt Life. But I just thought it would be kind of funny because, we are literally hitting the 90s today up here in Carefree, which usually is about 7 to 10 degrees cooler even than Phoenix. So I can't imagine what my friends in Phoenix are feeling right now. But it is true. Like when it comes to efficiency and getting ready in the morning, I literally have to think about what I'm planning on doing for the day. I organize my thoughts to my clothes and try to make the least amount of struggles with clothes changing and shoe changing as I possibly can. Now, let me explain this. It sounds really simple to be able to just change your clothes, pull off over your leg. The problem is there are some things that I wear, like when I go to my horse in the morning, when it's hot like this, I try to go first, which means that I'm putting on jeans. So for me to put jeans on, I have to actually get ready in the morning, either in really short shorts or nothing, and get my leg on so that I can pull my jeans on. And just getting my jeans on over my leg and up and everything is exhausting. I know it sounds really simple, but after struggling to pull my leg on with my bag, I'm already tired from the first thing in the morning with no breakfast in me. And then I go to put jeans on, and that's another whole thing. And then when I put my leg on, just so you know, just so you can wrap your head around my morning ritual, I prefer to have my shoes already on for two reasons. One, when I put my leg on, I do toe my foot in a little bit because as I pull, it straightens. Okay? So if I start straight, it actually will pull out and then I'll be walking. It'll feel really weird. I won't get the right bend in my knee because I'll be walking outward and then I'll feel really wonky. I won't feel confident and I will worry about falling. When I do that with a sock on tile, my foot slides really fast and I never get the right angle. So I like to have my gym shoes on or my shoes of some sort, usually gym shoes. But if I do gym shoes, I have to be able to put them on both feet. So here I am, possibly putting jeans on and trying to put my leg on with gym shoes. So shorts and gym shoes, putting those on just to take both shoes off to put my jeans on, because you can't put jeans on, especially boot like jeans, like that usually go into my boot, and trying to get boots or shoes off. My gym shoes are so sticky and tacky on the sole of it that I can't get my jeans off, and then I flip them inside out and then it's just a whole nother problem. So shoes go on to put my leg on, shoes come off to put my jeans on, and then I go and I have to wrestle with putting boots on. So I have to change my ankle degree and all that. That's just to go see my horses. Well, when it's 90 some degrees and it's summertime, I'm not staying in jeans and boots. I take my boots off as soon as I get home. The way to get them off, boot jack. I have to have it, and I didn't even realize I needed it until I realized I was living this whole time without it. And before I found the boot jack, thanks to people at Camelot, the equine center here in Phoenix or in Scottsdale, my family would have to be around for me to get my boots off so I didn't bring in dirty, dusty, poopy horse boots into the house and walk around in them all day. So if my husband wasn't home, which he normally isn't when I get home, I'd have to find one of my kids, and they didn't want to have to take my boot off because I can't get far enough away from my body to pull my leg out because I don't have the knee to pull it back. So that in of itself is exhausting. I mean, you're probably exhausted hearing about it. I'm sorry, I'm not complaining. But just so you get an idea that just getting dressed is like a thought process. Then I go to want to get to the gym. Well, I would normally do that maybe at the gym, go straight from horses to gym. But again, boot jack. And I have literally taken my boot jack to the gym, and it's just a lot of extra luggage. I don't want it at the gym because I don't want to take it out after I'm in the gym. So I come home, I do the boot jack, I change them out of my clothes, put on new clothes, put on different shoes, have to use a shoehorn to get that heel in, and then we're set for gym time. Well, now by this time, I've been sweating in my leg and it's shifted a little. I might be hitting a nerve, and I go to the gym and piss it off some more. So that's kind of what it is. Then, if you add in that I'm coming home after all that to do a podcast, this is what you get. I am too tired to go change my clothes and to fix up my hair. This is about as good as it gets. I'm not wearing hats anymore as much, which is huge for me. So this is what you get today. And gosh darn it, it's okay. So last week, I did a podcast about believing in yourself. And, this week, um, I'll give you a little insight to where I'm at. So we've been traveling a lot, right? We lost my father-in-law a little while ago, and we're in Chicago to say our goodbyes there. And then this past weekend, we went back to Chicago to celebrate my dad's 90th, and had a great time and everything back home. Today's my dad's, actually, when this posts, yesterday, the 14th, was my dad's birthday. And so it was neat to be able to see him, see my family. I have a big family. I have three big brothers and a big sister, all with their own kids and some with grandkids. And had just a wonderful time. And it's just good to get away from routine, right? And then to come back and pull yourself into routine. Well, what I've been doing is, for those of you that have been listening, you kind of know what makes me tick. I'm very competitive, very competitive. It used to always be against my husband when we were growing up together and everything. Now I'm just competing against myself because I'm in a different class now that I'm an amputee. And being an amputee, I take that as an extra challenge to prove to the world, myself, the world, that I can do just about anything I want to try. And if I succeed, awesome. I knew I could do it. And if I don't, well, then I can just say, well, I've got one leg. I tried at least. Because a lot of times half the battle is just trying, right? So we've got to believe in ourselves, which I told you last week was mindset, right? Our mindset has to be in the right place. And when we go through trials and tribulations in life, our mindset can go in a roller coaster ride of emotion. It can go up and down all in one given day. And, today was kind of one of those days for me, with a couple things that went really well and then something that kind of made me sad. And I'm trying to pull myself out of that little bit of a funk. But I am the kind of person that likes the competition side of things. It makes me feel alive. It gives me a sense of purpose, and there's some excitement to it. There's the challenge of it, and there's to see how strong mentally and physically I am. So the competition that I have begun is for Muscle and Fitness Hers magazine, which I never in a million years would dream I would be on it. Yes, I have some muscle, but I'm not like jacked. I'm not. I refuse at my age to say no more alcohol. I'm not going to enjoy any wine, not even a glass of wine with dinner. I'm not going to have this. I'm not going to have this. I'm only going to eat this. I'm 52, and at this age, you know what? If I can feel and look better now than I've ever had in my entire life with even two legs, then I'm on a pretty good place. But I will tell you, the reason I'm doing it, and it's never simple for me. Like, I always search, why are you doing this? Why would you do this? Why would anybody support you in this? Because quite frankly, this is quite a popularity contest. It's going to test my resolve on how many times I can post and not annoy the crap out of all my friends and my family. And if I am, I'm so sorry. I really want this, but the reason I wanted to give people reasons is because I want you to know it isn't centered around me. I mean, yeah, of course, I'm going to love the fact that if I can win this, that I did it, that I could beat out other women that probably look so much better than me and are younger than me. But if I can do this, then I know that I've hit a pinnacle in my life, even at this age, and even with a roadblock such as an amputation. So, what it becomes about is that I'm trying to believe in myself strongly enough to say, I want to do this. I want to be able to accomplish this. That's for me. I want to accomplish it. I set a goal. I have a list here of things I want to hit in my life and things I want to accomplish. This is one of them because then I can say I've done it, mark that off the list. But the other reasons for doing it is, number one, it's a mainstream magazine and I'm no spring chicken. And I am not a full physical being. And I want to show the world, anybody that sees that magazine, that amputees are damn good at the things they do attempt to do. And despite how much harder it is for us. So if you aren't an amputee, just to give you a point of reference, I am an above knee. So I'm missing my ankle joint and my knee joint, which we are told makes us work 4 times harder. Every joint removed is twice as hard as person that has the joint. So if I'm a below knee, I'm working twice as hard to walk. If I'm an above knee, I'm working 4 times as hard to walk, which means I'm burning more calories, exuding more energy, and don't forget the whole balance aspect of it and all that stuff that we have to put into play. So I want not only to show the world, the general population, that not only are amputees that are Olympians amazing, but the average person, me, I'm just an average housewife, mom of 2, high school sweetheart that I married person. That is it. That is all there is to me. I am passionate. I love God and I love my family. And I'm an animal lover. And I have never ever done a competition before like this. Never. I don't like to show my body off. I will show arms off, but I am not going to wear a crop top and I'm not going to I just don't do that. So this is quite an uphill battle for a magazine cover for Muscle and Fitness. But I want the average amputee also to see that it doesn't take anybody truly special to achieve their goals, their post-amputation goals. That if I can do this at 52, then you can do it no matter what. You can do your goals. You can hit a goal at any age, even if you are down a leg, down an arm, whatever it is. And so I want to inspire. That was the reason for the podcast, is I wanted to use my personal journey to tell you the ups and downs, the good and the bad of it all. And when I get on, some days I can be in tears because I'm struggling. And it happens. It's happening today. And I will tell you about that in a minute. But so that's the main reason I would want to be on the cover, is to show everybody, amputee or not, that we can do this. And it doesn't take any special diet. It doesn't take a coach to be paid for or a dietitian to pay to make sure I eat right. I'm just me. I do my own grocery shopping. I do my own cooking. And yeah, I like to eat out and I like a glass of wine. So that's where I'm at, and I'm hoping that I'll be good enough to get there. The second reason to do it is there's a big purse at the end of this. If you win a big chunk of money. And right now I have 2 nonprofits that I love dearly because they do things that are close to my heart and they're people that I love. And Arizona Foothills 911, my friend Sunny Parker, that is where my horse is. She is the one that rescued that horse that I end up meeting the next day or that day. And that horse and I connected and fell in love with each other. And that is my girl. And she has said, she is yours. Love her, do what you can to help her. And I do give when I can, but that's never been in our budget and getting closer and closer to retirement ages. And so I want to win this so I can donate some of that money to her to help with all the equine expenses. The second one is Limbs for Humanity, which are my boys at the prosthetist office that I go to, the Limb Center. David and Randy West and David Banks, and they have been genuinely the best thing that has come along for me. They met me before my amputation, and they've been there along the whole way. They started a nonprofit. It officially got started this past year, I think in the fall, and it takes a lot of money because they take what their knowledge and expertise and their compassion and their love of humanity and tie that together with finding parts in their back room and anybody that donates parts and takes makeshift but amazing prosthetics to people in underprivileged countries and gives them a chance at life and a chance of what I've been getting to do all along. But because we live here in the US and I have good insurance, even though I've fought for my leg, I've been able to do things that I dreamt of, and I was able to achieve those dreams because of them. And that means the world to me. I have become a healthy and stronger person, and I've gotten to meet some amazing people along the last 5-year journey. I want to give back to them. So I want to win the money so I can donate to the right people because it's important to me. So those are the two major reasons that I wanted to do this. So believing in myself, right? Sometimes I wonder if I've got what it takes. I know that there are some that are professional competitors that are doing this competition, and I really hope that my story, my desire, my drive, and my compassion for the amputee community, that I can be the voice this year for Muscle and Fitness magazine so that we can share that message of positivity to that community and others that are struggling with other aspects of medical issues. So if you get on and you're following me, please, please, please vote. It's free to vote every day. And I will not say any more about that. But that is the mindset game and believing in yourself. For me, it's competition. So this week, my message really is compete with yourself. I know some of us are born with a higher level of competition in our blood, in our DNA. I mean, I was born into a family where my dad played baseball. He was All-American at Nebraska. He played in the minors until he injured his shoulder. He was a third baseman. I played softball. I was a third baseman. It was everything I ever wanted it to be, and I have no problem putting in the blood, sweat, and tears to compete. If it means a lot to me, I will go as hard as I possibly can, win or lose. And that is where I'm at with this competition and why I brought the competition up. The reason why competition I think is really good and healthy for you if you compete with yourself is because really, as an amputee, every day is a brand new competition. If I put my leg on, like today, I will give you, I told you I'd come back to this. Today, I put my leg on and I all of a sudden had the gasp. I hit a nerve, not kidding you. I don't know how else to explain this. And if you're not an amputee, you can visualize it, but I don't think you'll ever experience anything like this unless it happens truly to you, not metaphorically. I am hitting a nerve somewhere up in my residual limb. Keeping in mind, I'm above knee, so it's just my femur. But it feels like someone is taking like fingernail knives, like steel knives, and shoving them around my shin bone and the outside of my calf and digging in when I step. So if you can visualize all these knives digging in, like someone's grabbing you with really knife-like nails and digging all the way into your skin, that's what the steps feel like today. Now, that's phantom pain, yes, especially because it's hitting so violently, so quickly. It isn't the kind I've had before, like this comes and goes, and I try to shift my leg a little bit in my socket, and that helps. But this is where competition comes into play. To be a competitor, you have to have a mindset that you're going to give it your all no matter what. And you think about the best athletes in the world, and some of them you'll hear after the fact, especially you see like in the NFL or the NHL, that they played with a broken rib or a broken finger or something that happened in the middle of the game and they continued. One, that's a competitive edge. Two, when you're in the midst of really hardcore competing, laser focused competing, you can switch off that pain mechanism and your body will flood itself with the natural chemicals it needs to subside that pain, or almost like a drug, take it away for a little while because you're not thinking. The adrenaline is pumping and things like that. So it is hard when you're not in the middle of a competitive event. But for me, I knew going to the gym was going to be hard because I don't like to waddle when I walk into the gym. I like to come in strong and standing upright and having a great gait. But I knew that could possibly be what today looked like. Get out of the car. Yep, there it is. Okay, not so bad, not so bad, not so. Oh, there it is. That's how it kind of comes. It's not every step. And if I, really squeeze my hips tight and walk through my leg, I'm better. If I let it loosen, I'll hit the nerve. But the thing is I like to lift. And when I pick up a heavy weight, especially with my left hand on the left side where my prosthetic is, I put a ton of weight down into the socket like I'm stepping. And when I step, I've got more pressure put onto that nerve than I did just walking into the parking lot. So then that becomes really extreme pain. And with nerves, once you've kind of pissed them off, they kind of stay pissed off. They don't kind of just go away and say, oh, it was just a moment. Like tonight when I take my leg off, I'm sure I will feel the residual pain happening while I lay in bed. It's just what it is. But I will tell you that after getting to the gym and getting through what I needed to do and getting weights and in the right position, I had a great workout. I met some really nice people, talked to a few people that know me, some people that wanted to introduce themselves to me. It always gets me excited. It always keeps me motivated to talk to people and see why they're there at the gym at their age and why they're there and what they've been doing. And everyone has a story, guys. Everyone has a problem. Everyone has something they're overcoming. And that is the beauty of life. If we only would look up from our phones and put things aside for a moment just to look at humanity around us, we would see the pain and suffering that is in everybody's heart. And when we do that, one, we're not alone in our pain and suffering. And two, we can find a common ground and a camaraderie to help each other lift one another up, especially women. I find that sometimes women will get very petty with each other and find each other a competition to be better, look better, feel better, look stronger, whatever. At least in the gym, I see that. And what I've noticed is when I smile at one of them, the guard is let down, we smile, and then we start to talk and we start to see what each one is going through. And it's a beautiful thing. It really is. So if you're going to be competitive, do so. Be competitive with yourself. Be competitive with getting that leg on. And for those of you that are really struggling with your amputation, make yourself small little goals throughout the day, throughout the next couple days, the week, and try to hit those goals. That's where you want to pull in and find the inner strength and your competitive nature, because we all have it, because we all are born with the desire to survive, right? With survival techniques. So there's got to be some competitive nature, right? You wouldn't just see someone coming at you to hurt, that's going to hurt you. You can see they're going to hurt you and you're just going to roll over and die. You'll be competitive, right? You'll either attack, you'll reach out, you'll scream, anything for survival. So this is survival, right? You don't want to just get through life right now. You've had an amputation or you've had a medical procedure. It is time to dig down deep and not roll over and die. You want to live your life, not just get through it. And that was one of the reasons why I amputated, because quite frankly, there was so many things that were off my table of things I could do with the leg I did have. And then when I got the blood clot at the end, and then my husband's like, well, maybe we just don't fly. I was like, but what if I want to travel the world and see things and experience life? And I said, I just can't live my life the way I would love to live it if I give up on everything and just sit around. And that was my competitive nature. I was willing to cut my leg off to compete, to get better, to be stronger, to find resilience, to build character, and to inspire, hopefully, and empower others to do the same. And I can't express it enough. There is truly nothing special about me except I am a strong-headed person who is extremely competitive. If you push where you want something and you find something you want bad enough, then you are going to be just as successful with what you choose to do. And I find myself successful. How do I know? One, making goals, hitting goals. Okay. Two, am I happy? Am I grateful for the life I have now? Have I stopped looking back and wishing I had chosen another path? If I am only looking forward and I'm excited and happy where I'm at and I'm healthy and feel good about myself, then I am successful in my eyes. And each one of us will measure success differently for ourselves. So figure out yours. That is going to be today's call to action. What is it going to be? What is it going to take for you to feel or be successful in your own eyes? You need to write these things down. If you are struggling with putting on your prosthetic every day, then start making that your goals. And once you start realizing you now have it on all day, you're going to feel success. And then guess what? You're going to want to set a new goal, and you're going to want to reach out for that next goal and that next goal and that next goal. And then all of a sudden you're going to realize, I can do all this stuff. We're not disabled. I will tell you right now, I know I don't feel disabled, and I know there are some of you that do, because you might be still using your wheelchair or you might still be using a walker. But I'm going to speak to you guys right now, you ladies and you gentlemen. If you are stuck, medically stuck in a position where you feel disabled, like you just aren't living your best life, you're not up and moving, and you're stuck in a place that makes you unhappy, it's okay to be where you're at right now. It's not okay to be disappointed where you're at. If you've given it your all, then you are meant to be where you're meant to be right this minute. I was not up and moving 4 years ago when I had TMR surgery because I had a huge neuroma. Yes, it sucked. No, I did not want to have another surgery. I finally healed from the amputation and was rocking it. I had to go backwards. Sometimes we have to go backwards, and I will tell you, that was a godsend. That surgery with Dr. Pruch here in Scottsdale was a godsend, because even though I was out of my socket for like 4 weeks again and had to get a new socket because my limb was different, I am doing much better now than I would have been if I tried to deal with the neuroma. I would have been incapacitated because I couldn't walk a mile with it. So you need to embrace where you're at right now and figure out what good is coming from this moment in your life, in your journey. Because there is good. There is good. You must believe in it. And when you start seeing the positive and flipping the switch in your brain to saying, okay, so this is where I'm at right now, kind of feel stuck, but what can I do now to live a good life? What can I do to find joy? And where can I give? For me, giving to other people my time or my talent or whatever, that is what takes my mind off of me and places it on somebody else in need. And we can always be helpful to somebody else, even when we're not in a great place or not able to help ourselves. Sometimes we help ourselves by helping others. So I hope this message helped you. And truly, your call to action, set some goals, man. Find some competitive edge in you, no matter where you're at in the journey. You may not be where I'm at, and that is fine, because we're different. But you might be well away from where I'm at, and you're kicking butt and doing things, and maybe you got both legs missing and you're kicking butt. doing that. That's awesome. That is great for you, and I'm proud of you. But if you're stuck and you find yourself stuck in a place you didn't expect to be, don't want to be, and are angry about being in, start changing your thinking. Yes, it's okay to be angry. Yes, it's okay to have a pity party. Don't linger there. It is not healthy for you at all. So find the goals, set the goals, and achieve the goals. And little baby steps forward, even when something jumps backwards for you, you are going to find that you are making the progress that you will eventually get to on your time. Not what somebody else is doing on social media, not what that amputee is doing, not what that person in a wheelchair is doing. This is about you. So get out there, get competitive with yourself. Don't take no in your brain for an answer to today's issues. Get out there. I know you can do it. You are a beautiful human being, and you are worth the time and the effort to compete with yourself to make you better and stronger and healthier. And as always, be healthy, be happy, be you.